So in order to make clear this distinction between internal and external merge and how it accounts for movement, I thought it might be useful to do a quick review of the P&P, or the principles and parameters approach to movement that we've become familiar with. So recall that our verb, and the sentence we're dealing with is John, or rather, who will John love? Our main verb, of course, is love. And the complement of love is the determiner phrase, our WH determiner phrase, who, which goes up into a V bar, and finally into a VP. And we have the external argument generated in the specifier of VP by the VP internal predicate hypothesis, in this case, John. And the reason that the arguments are generated here is so that the main verb is able to assign theta roles to its direct object. It assigns the theme theta role to who, and also to the external argument, or the grammatical subject, in this case, the agent theta role. So this is what our verb phrase looks like at the level of D structure. From VP, we go up to T bar, and down to T, in this case, will, which then extends into its maximal projection, TP, and finally we have C bar, which goes down to C, in this case, plus WH and plus Q, and lastly to the maximal projection, CP. So this is what our D structure looks like pre-movement. Of course, then movement happens in order to yield the S structure. And so what happens? Well, three things. First of all, and this is in no particular order, but the first one that I'll talk about at least is the DP John moving from the specifier position of VP to the specifier position of TP. And the reason this happens is so the determiner phrase John is able to receive nominative case, right? Recall that finite T assigns nominative case to its specifier in English. So the DP John moves to the specifier of TP in order to check case. Second, we have who, the DP who, moving to the specifier of CP in order to check the plus WH future on C. And finally, we have our tense node will moving directly to C in order to check this plus Q feature. And so this yields the surface structure and the structure that's pronounced, who will John love.